What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolf, sitting with me, my special guest, the one and only Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go! We're back again in the studio. We're happy. We're back again. All right, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. We got a lot of stuff to talk about since last week. So.
Jesus, we got a lot of things to talk about, bro. Yeah, bro. Last week I was we couldn't do it because I was in Chicago. We couldn't schedule that time, but it's a good thing because we did leave like a half of the episode that we recorded previously to two parts because we did 2 hours. We did 2 hours, and we didn't thought it was gonna be 2 hours, but it's a good thing that we divided it and have like an episode just exclusively to TCG talk only. And an episode talk about everything else. So
we're like OnePiece only because your rant went for a while.
My rant for a while, but it came for good intentions.
No, yeah.
It wasn't because like I hate the game. Like, no, the game is good. It's just it's just like any other TCG. It's a premium to play. You wanna play in the meta competitive level, you're gonna spend money out of it. You know, like right now, we were yesterday. We were on the locals, Mac Cards. Shout out to you, Travis, and everybody else, Chris, in the Mac Card shop and the community itself, man. George, Matt, Lulu, Kenneth,
Alex,
Ruben. You know, shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are the G's, man, and everybody else who haven't mentioned by name. You know, but you know, you guys are always there. Thank you guys for always making like the locals always unique for us. You know, we always do enjoy, but. Yeah, yesterday, I just like, even George, sorry, George, I forgot about you, man. But even George, everybody was just like all in that OnePiece hype train overall. Like, everybody was like, all right, I'm finished. I finished playing with you. All right, let me know when the round is over. I'll be playing OnePiece. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
It was like that quick. I was like, bro, there's like, what, 9 minutes? You're going to play 9 minutes of OnePiece? We got to jump at the next round afterwards. So like the whole OnePiece thing the hype is real, but at the same time, I feel like you still have to pay a certain amount of money to it, like any other TCG. It's not just exclusively like Yugioh is the most expensive, you know. But OnePiece is becoming the most expensive right now, and I called it on the last episode. I don't know if you can refresh me. Did you watch the episode?
Yeah.
Is there like anything that I said right now that I might have changed my mind or everything I have so far has been spot on? Because they just released or announced like new sets for OnePiece and they're already like in the thousands.
Yeah. And also I think talking to Travis, I think he said the next set, all the previous cards are basically useless because all the meta decks are going to be from the next set.
Wait.
So like set 6 is going to have all meta decks in it. And so like decks from like set 4, set 5, 3 are not going to be like relevant from what I understood.
But isn't that bad?
Is that bad? Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. I'm not saying if it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's what I've heard. So I think your opinion was right because it's like you invest in all these cards and now they're going to become useless.
That's the thing. And I'm trying to see the Travis's point, his perspective as of like, and George as well, because George also has been telling me a lot. I'm trying to see their perspective. I was like, no, you don't lose money. You invest and you gain money. It's like, okay, but when is the investment? Like, when does the investment really comes back? Once the next new set comes around, all those cards that you invested are dead. Like you already spent and now they're worthless. That's where a casual player like me comes into play. It's like, oh, all the cards I couldn't afford. Okay, now I can get it. But then at the same time, it's like, is it really relevant to me to be playing?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like it's just a. I'm not gonna go on another rant, man. No.
I'll just stick to Yu-Gi-Oh. That's just me.
Eventually, you're gonna get into it, man.
Nah.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I said I was not getting into it. Now I'm into it. Now I'm liking it. Now I got the red purple Luffy deck all completed. I got all the cards. And I wanted to build a second deck, which is like an ace deck. But everybody tells me like that deck is worthless right now because it's not really that good in the current format. But it's like, so you're saying that the cards are cheap, huh?
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can get an entire deck for $30 and still play?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Shut up and take my money. Yeah, dude. OnePiece is the real deal. It's becoming a real deal. I mean, you saw Travis's post about me?
Yeah. He retweeted, re-insert you.
Yeah, he instantly he screenshot it from Facebook and then he just posted on all social media. Says the hype is real. Absolutely happy that we can provide. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You could have tagged me at least.
Yeah.
The minimum you could have tagged me. I tag you, but but yeah, everybody's on that One Piece hype train. I was like, I can see why. It's good. It's a good game. I see it's kind of balanced. And I haven't played enough, only on the simulator. And I definitely am intrigued to play a little bit more on the local scene. But I don't know if I'm prepared to commit on the Wednesdays and Fridays on the tournaments, because that's a too much commitment. I would do that if it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I've been committed to Yu-Gi-Oh! For many years. That's different. But One Piece, I just testing the waters out of it. I don't think I'm ready for that fully committed. I'd rather come into the store on Saturday early, play with some of the guys, just get that local feel, and then play Yu-Gi-Oh! That's more look like my investment where it is right now. I don't know if that's gonna change over time. If I see myself I'm a much more better player than One Piece, like I said previously, then sure, I'll make the transition.
Yeah.
But afterwards it's good. I don't have anything bad to say. It's just my thoughts from last week that it's another premium to play TCG. And based on what Travis told you, it's gonna be like that again, because then all the cards that you invest in is they're worthless.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. But it is what it is. That's TCG in a nutshell here in the States. Here in the North American or in the Western region. OCG is way different on every other card game. But yeah, dude, yesterday we went on locals. I was so confident, very confident, because I thought, I was like, this is the day. I got the spice, I got the sauce, I got the text. I'm ready for any deck. In a sense, I was ready for any deck.
And then you lost to me. I love you though.
Yeah, don't love me too much.
Emotional damage.
Talking about game one.
All right, so first and foremost, I will say this: Mike, he's an excellent Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Thanks.
If you guys don't consider him a great player, you should, because he knows what he's talking about. And every time I talk with Mike over either on Discord or even on locals, he always gives me the most interesting tech choices and interesting spices that I one perspective, you look like this man is crazy, but then it somehow works. And for some reason, somebody also finds out, and now it becomes the most popular shit ever. I'm like, nah, bro. The idea came from him. One of you guys spread the word. Everybody said it was dumb, and then they started testing it, and it's like, oh no, it's the greatest invention ever, And they give credit to the other people instead of giving it to Mike. When I tell you, when he knows his shit, he knows his shit. I'm surprised you haven't pursued your pro player status out of it. I'm surprised. It's what might say knowledge is power.
Yeah.
The more you know about these old tech choices, the more you are much better off as a Yu-Gi-Oh player than you know on piloting a deck. Because if you know the knowledge of the ins and outs of your deck and the ins and outs of other decks, plus some of the interesting tech choices that you implemented for other decks, you'd be surprised how much you win on games by just that, because people are not ready for them.
Yeah.
And that's the element that you want to get. The element of surprise that they don't have anything to side in and side out or guess it. So I played my Centurion Horus after first time I piloted it, and I had to rethink my strategy. And thanks to Mike, he says yo, add some of the Magistus cards. I was like, all right, I'm going to add it, see how it goes. Would you know, in my first round, I was going against a Marinces player, which is all link based, and the Magistus basically win me the game. I was gonna go for a hot wreck calamity because I'd had 3 triggers. I had the Primera, stand up, and then MF to replace the Trudea, so I can have more follow-ups on the next turn. All of a sudden, the Marinces player had a Call by the Grave, which is oh well, if you had it, you had it.
You have it.
But the thing that I always do is that even if you had the MF out the field, even if you have the MF out the graveyard and you somehow block or chain block my MF, I never declare Trudea to change to level. I just leave it as it is, level 4, because there are times it's like, okay, if I cannot make to Hot Red Calamity because of doing the MF combo, my thought process is like, that's because they have something that they can counter my Hot Red Calamity combo.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me leave it at level 4 so I can have something to follow up, because if it's that easy, then that means I can have to like re-strategize. And because I re-strategize, they call by the grave my MF, synchro summon, level 8, the Magistus Zorora. And because I knew it was a Marinsa Sprayer, as a Zorora effect, equip one of Magistus card. And when it's equipped, you cannot activate any of the extra deck that has been equipped. So link, all right, let me link up to Artemis. All right, because it's Artemis, you cannot have any of your link monsters be activated. It's a dead game for the Marinsa's player. Because they can link off if they want to, but
they can activate the effects. You're under skill drain, a link skill drain.
A pseudo link skill drain for themselves, only exclusively to themselves.
Only to them.
and then they were like, oh no. So they did other combos that I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Still here. And then they say that, I'm gonna goes and match you. Oh, you had to get rid of something. I was like, I got Primera and I got the Magistus. All right, bye, Primera. I don't need you, because like if I'm pseudo locking you on links and you have nothing, you don't have any out to my Magistus, then I'm just keep going play until you say you scoop, and then we're going to game 2. And that's what happened. Game 2, then I went going second, and I somehow beat him with Legadia and I think I did Hot Calamity, but I Hot Calamity on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I still run him over with more cards. So I had my full board. That alone was already good. So I was like, offense to this guy with telling me to add the Magistus card over. Yeah, that I was just like, wow. And I told him as soon as I did, it's like, yo, Mike, yo, you're right. You know what? For now, I'm just listening to you. You see my deck? You're like, why don't you have this? Okay, you're right. You're right. I'm just gonna change it then. I'm just gonna change it. Unless it's something like valid that I haven't like an explanation as to why I need it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I will 90% of the time listen to all your recommendations for tech choices and whatnot to improve my deck, because of that small improvement, it was just a smooth sailing from every other deck. And because I feel like everybody on my Centurions, everybody wants to snipe me on draw so I can play. So I had to re-strategize my mind and say, like, I need to play under draw. So I have to go through maneuvers before they go draw on me. Mm-hmm. And I have to be careful to know whether they have draw or not. Because if I do the Horus package to Mseti, then I'll be screwed afterwards. Then I can do Primera. I can only do just Mseti, Horus, and have something on the board. That's nothing. So round 2 comes with you. I was like, damn, already?
Yeah.
And this time, Mike is not playing with Kashira anymore. So I'm playing against him on the new deck that just came out, the structure deck, the Fire King structure deck, which is something that has been like in the meta. Like, how do you describe Fire King right now?
It's definitely like tier 3. Like, it's a bit better than Rogue, but once we get the support in like Phantom Nightmare, and once we get Bonfire, it's crazy. Because like my issue right now is like sometimes I can't search the bird that I need.
Okay.
But Bonfire takes care of it. And then having more interruptions comes with like Promethean Princess and the Snake Eyes, the pink one. So like having that is going to be crazy, because it just will play through a bunch of hand traps, which it already does. Because what I was talking about in the car was game 1, I was fighting Pearly. The guy, Ash, Imperm, and Nibiru me, and I still went with board.
Jesus, that's pre Phantom Nightmare, pre Bonfire.
This is pre like all the meta cards I need.
You're right.
He Nibiru me, and I literally had nothing, and I was like, wait, Snake Eyes, the one that wanted to shuffle to draw, and I think my draw was the level 1 bird, and I was like, level 1 bird, let's go. Yeah,
I saw it when you did that to me, and I was like, oh shit, so Snake Eyes actually does put some gas on this deck. Holy crap.
I fought the same guy last week, because I know you weren't there last week, and I had no cards in hand. He kept he had the Pearly, the big one, and he kept just like shuffling everything I was using back into my deck. And I'm like, okay, he has no more shuffles. Let me do the same combo with the Snake Eyes. I drew, I top deck Fenrir. And I'm like, special summon Fenrir, attack, banish your big cat. And I was like, effective search. Now I have a second Fenrir for next turn if he beats over it. And he was like, come on, bro, your top decks are crazy. I'm just like, that's why it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's all luck based, bro.
Yeah.
No skills. It's all about the heart of the cards, man. Hey, the heart of the cards saved your ass yesterday against me, man. You were like, heart Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you just broke my board. I was like, oh, okay.
Congratulations.
Well, there goes my board.
Game 1, I stopped. I know where to stop you. I think because I was playtesting Lost Centurion.
Yeah.
Because I always playtest all decks, even if I hate them. I was playtesting when Tier
interesting.
came out.
I didn't know. So you playtest every deck, even though you hate them, even though you know you're not gonna play them.
Yeah. Like Tier, like that's when people try to argue, like, oh, we never played Tier. I'm like, I played Tier. I don't like it because I know how the playstyle is. I just didn't like how it plays. But so Centurion, I knew it's like you only have one search. I'm gonna ash you on that one search.
Oh,
and that's why when we did was it Primera to search the field spell? I'm like, Ash.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not getting that. I'm sorry.
and that's the funny thing. I was trying to play under freaking draw the whole time, and it was kind of risky when I did with Vision Resonator effect to add Crimson Gaia. I was like, this guy didn't draw me and then he asked me. It's like, interesting. Cash? No? So it's like, when is he planning to drop the draw? Because I know him and I know the cards that he was going for. And so I knew he had a hand trap waiting for me. I just didn't know what it was. And then when I went, Primera effect to go ahead and do the crazy combo, nope, Ash. I was like, oh, yeah, well.
To be fair, I was thrown off that you're playing Fenrir because I told you to play it like a long time ago. You're like, why are you playing that? I'm just like, because I showed you my deck list.
Yeah.
But I had the 3 Fenrir.
You had the free Fenrirs plus you had the Diabella starter package as well. Yeah. It was like a crazy deck list that you had. I was like, interesting.
No, I saw you took the Fenrir, so I was like, good choice. No, because then you went into. I mean, you can tell them.
Oh, then here's the thing. Here's the text, the spice sauce. So I knew. So as soon as he asked me, I was like, all right. Somehow I kind of knew he was gonna stop me because there was no way that he knowing how I play and he knowing how I'm just gonna combo off. Like if you don't stop me right now at the very beginning, I'm just gonna combo off and there's no stopping me. Not even halfway, you're gonna stop me. Like you could try and no, it's not gonna be enough. Even if you try to nip me, I'm still gonna combo off. So he stopped me at the most choke point for Centurion. And I kind of anticipated that. Like either he had a draw, Emperor and Ash, whatever he had it, I knew he had something to stop me. And as soon as he did that, I say, okay, normal summon Vision Resonator. Vision Resonator is a tuner. It's a level 2. Castria, level 7. They can both make on level 9. I synchro off to a Virtual World QB Senshin, which is the first macro Cosmo before Rise Heart. Like it was the first Arise Heart before Arise Heart. And
Dark Law.
So it's the synchro. So it's the
synchro.
Yeah. It's the synchro version of Macrocosmos.
Yeah.
Dark Law was the fusion.
Yeah.
Shinshin is the synchro and Arise Heart is the Etsy. Now we're waiting for the Link version of it.
The Link, yeah.
If there's gonna be a Link version that's gonna be like a Macrocosmos type of thing, like I think that's gonna be the most broken Link ever. Because it has to be like a Link 4 or 5. So that way it's hard to pull it out. But once it's out on the board, it's like, nah, you're done though.
You're done, yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled the Shinshin out. And I was like, all right, I know he's playing Fire King. He needs his graveyard. Otherwise, his effects won't trigger.
Draw. And then I immediately draw his, I'm like, imperm your Shinshin.
All my hope and confidence just went out the window at that moment when he just impermed my Shinshin. Because it was like, well, Macrocosmos is no longer valid. And also, it cannot be protected as well. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That's right. Let him do his combo. It's his first time playing the deck. Like, let it do. I'm pretty sure he's gonna mess up at one point, and then I'm gonna live the next turn, and I'm just gonna revive Shen Shen because Shen Shen allows me to, for a Centurion deck. Basically, all cards are all different attributes and different typing. So Shen Shen makes a lot of sense to have it because all you gotta do is just banish any two.
Yeah.
And then you revive Shen Shen back on the field. This mofo just basically link climb to access code.
Emotional
Celine access code. So that was my end board. So 53 access code.
Yeah.
Which I got rid of 2 of your things. And then I had the Big Bird.
Yeah, Big Bird.
And it gained attack because I destroyed one of my stuff. Yeah. So it was enough to win for game. And I just added Celine and that Dark Charmer like that morning because I was like, I had access code, but I didn't have a way to really link climb. So I was like, let me take out some of my XCs and put in Celine. And I was like, it paid off.
I mean, what was the reason for you to add Celine into the extra deck? Because it was a very interesting thing that when I saw Celine, because normally when I see Celine, when somebody pulls out a Celine, it's because they have like a Veiler or something, so they can like link climb to access code.
Well, I have Veiler and I have the Above Star. So I have spellcasters. I just didn't draw them.
To
link climb, yeah.
To link climb. Okay.
But this deck brings out so many resources that it didn't matter. And you saw it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. You already have another one, and then you had access code with another free K stick.
Yeah. So it was enough to,
That was actually pretty good. It was good. And then game 2, that was game 1. Game 2, you won again?
No, I lost to you.
I
messed up because of the field spell. I forgot that like that protects it.
Let me tell you guys something. For somebody that I play a lot and plays all these decks, when he was ready to pop one of the cards, that he was like, "I'm gonna pop your field spell because the field spell allows you to synchro in either player's turn."
Yeah,
and I told him very clearly, "Do you want to do that?" He's like, "Yeah." Are you sure that's the play that you want to go? He's like, the rethinking is like, okay, no, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like one last chance. Once this is done, it's done, right? He's like, yeah, just pop your field spell. It's like, okay. I went like this, and I put it right back in the field spell because it says cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects when I control a Centurion monster. He's like, oh no, I should have popped Legaria. Yeah. I'm not allowed to give you like pointers.
Yeah.
But I give like an assertion or like, are you sure that's the action you want to commit?
Yeah.
I gave him fair warnings. Normally, I would not do that to anybody. It's like, oh, you target this? All right, cool. Doesn't happen. Like is that the end of your action? That's fine. Doesn't go
protected. Yeah. But the thing is, I'll never forget that interaction. I'll never forget that is protected by a Centurion. That's how
monster card. Yeah. Because there's times that people will say, no, I have a Centurion card. It's in this continuous spell track. It's like, yeah, but when it's in the back row, it's not considered a monster card. It's considered a continuous trap. It's only when it's on the field that is considered a monster card when it's on the monster card. So that's an important ruling. Because anybody will say, no, my field spell is protected because I got, Centurions on the back row. It's like, no, your Centurions have to be here.
Yeah.
Then it's protected.
But even if I pop the monster, Legaria, I didn't have anything. I showed you. I opened both my all my spells, and I was like, "That's not enough. I needed one name. I needed something. I didn't. So even if I popped the right thing, so he couldn't like Archfiend climb me, I was like, I would have just passed regardless.
Yeah. Then game 3, that's where you had it. That you went full combo because I didn't have anything to stop you at that point. You just have a lot of interruptions. I didn't know. I think you had like very little combo off, but even so, that was already enough for you to stop me altogether.
No, you kind of messed up because you put the Legaria in the zone in front of the link. So I went to Amina and I grabbed it.
Yeah.
And that's how I beat over everything because I was like, well, my Amina is now 35.
Yeah. 30, and I didn't have any resources to come back. Yeah.
That's what happened. I was like, yep, I'm gonna take this. I summoned like maybe 1 or 2 birds, and I was like, let me just like hit you.
Yeah. And then round 3, I had Solid Player, which is not his fault. Like I beat him in both games. like he knew what he was doing. There was just certain interactions and effects that he wasn't aware of. So that I couldn't blame him on that. So I was told him after the game, it's like, hey, just so you know about, you could have done this, you could have done this, you could have done this. And, you know, I didn't have any problems on Solid per se. I just realized like I had to play through some when it comes to Roar and Rage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you got those two cards and then you have a Fenrir on the field, it's like, yeah, like so it's almost hardly impossible for me to break through. But yeah, it was okay for Centurion.
Did you Magistus him?
I didn't Magistus him because I already had enough resources for me to like go full combo. Like in the first game, I beat him. Second game, he beat me because he had full combo. I didn't have anything to stop him.
Yeah.
Third game, I just went Calamity Lock with Baron on the field and Happy on the field and full back row ready to Crimson Dragon. So I was ready. I was gonna go for the Hawk Calamity. And if he does the Call by the Grave on MF, that's fine. Then I'll do the Magistus. I was very committed to it. I was like, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But later I found out after the game that he had Nib in his hand and he could have nibbed me before because he had evenly a Nib and he could have broke my board entire. So even if I did the Magistus board, it wouldn't matter because he would have just still destroyed me with evenly. But it was an interesting play. What was your third round?
George.
Oh boy. D-Leg go Burr.
Game 1, he won. Game 2, I won. Then game 3, there's only like 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
And he was still like comboing off.
Jesus.
So it was a draw. And I was hoping he would have bricked or something.
Right.
Or not have full combo because I added the old keyring, the old Fire King keyring. The one that it just destroys any fire card from your deck.
Oh.
And I would have destroyed Scatter Shot because it does
500. Yeah.
So like I had something to actually do the combo.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping he would have passed, but when time was called, he was still like linking off and stuff. And I was like, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
Because I asked him, like, do you play Burn? He's like, no. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. And George is honest to you. Like, he's not going to bullshit you around. It's like that. And so the last round, I went again against the Fire King player. And you went against Alex on his, Bestials?
Yep. Dragon Link.
Oh, he went
Dragon Link. Yeah, because George is playing... He's not playing Dragon Link. He's playing more of like Horus Dragon Synchro.
Yeah. Horus Synchro Toolbots or something.
Yeah, Alex was like pure Dragon Link. And I just did not get any hand traps and stuff like that. I was like, okay, you got it.
And did you won that game or you lost?
No, game 1 I lost. Game 2 I'd used penalty game.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I'm like, yes, I drew penalty game. Used it.
Interesting tech choice because it's an old fucking card. Like back in our days when Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't like normal summon set pass.
It's 2005.
Yeah.
Flame of Eternity.
Flames of Eternities.
Yeah. Basically, it's like if your opponent has 4 cards, it's not 4 or more, it's literally 4. You can activate it and you can pick either they skip their next draw phase or they can activate spell and trap cards this turn. So he pitched Lubellion and I'm like, okay, cards in hand 4. I'm just like, penalty play. And that like he couldn't do anything because I know he had probably Ravine or he could have searched Ravine or something like that. The boot sector launch. I know all the cards.
The quick launch. Play,
he can't activate them. But I just didn't have anything in hand, and he just got it. And I was like, yeah, you got it. Like couldn't stop him.
Yeah, mine was again Fire King, another Fire King player. I've never seen him in the locals. I feel like
last week was his first week.
Then. Oh, okay, okay. So that makes more sense. Yeah. Again, going against Fire King, and it's a new deck to me. I have no idea what it does or what it's doing. I did my best. I definitely did my best because there was just a lot of interesting rulings that he wasn't aware because I didn't know much about the game of Fire King, how they plays, but I know certain rulings had to be timed precisely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're essentially cheating in a way without meant to be cheating.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting play on game 1. There was like a lot of weird combos that he was doing, and I was like, all right, Fenrir. I'm gonna enter Fenrir to declare attack. Fenrir to Fenrir, but add Fenrir effect to activate to banish. And then he had thought about it, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna activate my Fenrir. And I'm like, no, you're not allowed to. Like, Fenrir only activates after a monster's effect has been activated, or when it's on attack declaration, when Fenrir is attacking, not when it's being attacked. Not after I activated effect. Like, no.
Yeah, it's a trigger, not a quick effect.
Exactly. The interesting ruling. So he didn't know about that. And we were back and forth about it until we finally until he finally understood. And then he activated his Avra effect to negate. And I was like, that's fine by me. I'm just gonna crush for your Fenrir, because all I needed was to crash my Fenrir to your Fenrir so I can couple off the next turn. Well, it turns out that he had his Kyurem.
Wait. So before that, so this
is for game one. I haven't mentioned the second game too, where he had the other Kyurem.
No. What I'm saying is okay. So you Fenrir, he negated
by
destroying what?
I think he destroyed the Kyurem on his hand.
Okay, and he didn't activate his own Fenrir because now it's live when everything resolves. Because you activate your Fenrir. Oh no, but you were crashing.
I was crashing. Okay. This was all during crashing course.
No, because it will resolve, and he has the ability to trigger it off now.
The crashing course. So on the crashing course, he negates with Avra by destroying the Kyurem.
And now he can trigger Fenrir.
Now afterwards. Yeah. But then he used Kyurem effect to destroy my monster. So I couldn't I couldn't continue attacking him because there was like a sequence of effects. So but
he didn't trigger his own Fenrir.
No, he didn't.
And was that your only card on the field?
At the time, yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, at the time that was my only card. So I had to proceed in main phase 2, and then I was like, all right, somehow I need to learn how to play around Fenrir at that time, because he already threw out his negates.
Yeah.
Then he had another Fire King that negated my spell. I was like, oh, okay, well then fuck me. At that point,
the rail monk or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. And then I said game 2. Let's go to game 2. Game 2 was probably the longest because I went full combo, but he definitely stopped me for going Hot Calamity, but I still went off to do other things, and that was like a back and forth. That was the game that took a while back and forth. And it's a good thing because I had him setting on the hand and he ashed it. So it's like, that's perfect by me. And if there's where it comes to ruling that he wasn't aware, that he thought that he could have just triggered at the moment, and it was like, no, that's not how it worked. So here's what happens. Turn player is me. I'm a main phase. He has 2 cards on the field, on his side of the field with the spell. The spell allows him to quick effect, Etsy summon if he has the right
material. Not quick effect, trigger effect.
Oh, trigger effect. Wait.
So you have to summon. You have to special summon.
Special summon.
Trigger on the summon.
Now I understand what he was.
It's not a quick effect.
Now I understand what he was trying to do. Okay, now I understand. Because as soon as I summoned Legaria, I was gonna do my effect. It's like, trigger effect. I'm gonna use this and this. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm turn player.
Yeah.
I have priority. I have a trigger effect first.
Yeah.
Before you're allowed to activate before you have allowed to respond.
Yeah.
So Legaria effect is to basically, when it's special summon, not synchro, when it's special summon, you get to draw a card, and then if your opponent controls a monster, you can destroy it with the highest attack. That was the play.
It should still work with synchro summon.
Huh?
Shouldn't it still work with synchro summon? Because the synchro summon is still a special summon. You're gonna test it right now.
No, I'm gonna read it.
Any summon from the extra deck is considered a special summon.
Yes, yeah. If this card is special summon, yeah. So it could be Monster Reborn.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you normally synchro summon it without the field spell, it should still.
Oh yeah, it's still considered special. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
So I have priority first, I have to trigger my effect first. So trigger effect, draw, and then if there's a card in a monster in the field, then I draw. Before I make that assumption, he has time to respond. That's where he does his spell.
Yeah.
Responds like, okay, you're chaining 2. Go ahead and respond. That's the last chain? Okay, go ahead. Response. He does his Etsy of the new Fire King.
Yeah.
And now I reverse back again and I go, okay, draw a card. And then since you're the only one that is on the field, pop your card.
Yeah.
His argument was like, wait, when he's summoned, all your monsters get to be destroyed. That's like it.
That's a trigger effect.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it goes like that. It's like, no, it does not go like because I was trying to explain my own words was like, you're missing timing because I pop your card before you were allowed to even attempt to activate the trigger effect.
Yeah.
But the better ruling or better way to explain it, it was the card was never on the field for it to activate his trigger effect.
It's not in the proper location.
It wasn't in its proper location. So he didn't believe it. So it's like, all right, that's fine. So I remember I said Judge Travis and I saw everybody's faces. Everybody turned and looked at me because I'm pretty sure if I call somebody judge on somebody on a ruling, it's because the person that I'm going against does not understand and they know that I understand the game. I know how to play. Like I know, like I'm not trying to cheat out. So when I say judge, I can literally see everybody's faces looking at me.
Yeah.
Trying to explain the situation. And Travis, he's a judge. And so it's crazy. At the time, Travis says like, yeah, my effect goes up. And then they have to go towards the Fire King player and explain the situation. All right. So you need to understand. So how it works is what I said.
Yeah.
Because my effect goes off last turn and my effect popped him off, his monster didn't have a chance to be properly summoned. Mm-hmm. So his effect cannot be triggered because now it's placed under the graveyard.
Yeah.
It can do its graveyard effects once in the field, like it does its thing, that's fine.
Yeah.
But now when it's no longer a fit, it cannot do its initial thing. So it had to be like a little back and forth until the guy finally understands, oh, okay, that's how it works. So that I learned a lot from that one. There's like, I had to be very careful with the people that I'm playing. Not that I'm saying that the guy was intentionally cheating. It's not. It's just I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't paying attention on some of the Fire King stuff. I didn't know what it does, so it was just brand new. So when I saw all these new rulings, like I had to be like very strategic and make sure that he's properly doing the right things at the right time, at the right triggering, because otherwise he was just basically like effect. Effect,
like autopilot.
And I was like, my man, tell me what the effect does and what you're doing, because otherwise I'm just gonna assume that you're just cheating without even telling me. And you could probably like doing it knowing that I don't know how to play the deck, and you can just like cheat combo off without even knowing. So that's why it's like important to like talk and communicate through faces. Every time you're doing effects, it's like, hey, it's special effect. Any response? No? Okay. Go on.
Yeah. And if your opponent's not talking, force them to talk. Like every time like, oh, they're like effect on like 2 to do what? Okay, continue. You know?
Yeah.
Like even if I have nothing in hand, I'm still forcing them to tell me everything. Cause it's like if they're cheating, then they might have a discrepancy like game 2, right? I'm like, wait, that's not what you said this did last turn. Now you're telling me it's a different effect, you know? So it's like I'm forcing them. And it's also harder to like come up with a lie on the spot. So then they're pretty much gonna say the truth and then realize they've messed up and like, oh yeah, so I can't do this. And it's like, okay, you know. But not saying like most people there are not like cheating on purpose, but it's still like the game is so complicated that like you have to make sure the interactions are how they're going. And the only way to do that is to communicate with your opponent. And if they're not communicating, then you have to force them to communicate.
It's to respect the game state itself, you know, to respect the integrity of the game, you know. We all want to play equally fair, you know.
Yeah.
We all want to play without not knowing what's going on and then just lose the game because like, oh, I thought it wasn't supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my opponent did it like that. I was like, well, you should have called it out.
Yeah. Because there's times where like I'll like activate an effect and it's a mandatory effect. So I told my opponent, I'm like, mandatory effect. And then like DPE. It's activate DPE when it hits the graveyard. And then the next standby, like we'll both forget. And then like you miss timing. I'm like, I can't miss timing if it's mandatory.
Yeah.
You can miss timing when I don't activate something and I no longer can. You can't miss timing when it's mandatory and it's both players' responsibility to keep the main state. That's what I tell people all the time. They're like, oh, you forgot. I'm like 2-player game state. And then they're like, okay. You know, because it's like, I understand like if it's an optional effect, I won't remind people. Because it's like that's part of you having to know your own deck. That's, like if it's someone new or like a little kid, I'll help them out. But if it's like an adult, I don't really help them.
No.
Post game, I do. Tell them like, hey, you forgot this trigger and you could have destroyed me by doing this. But like mid game, unless it's like a kid or someone new, like I don't typically help them, but I will help them. But to me, it's like I'm telling you it's mandatory because you both have to maintain it. It's in the rule book for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
both players have to maintain it. So to me, it's a little malicious when I'm telling you it's mandatory and you forget to also remind me, and then you're also like, oh, but you missed timing. I'm like, I told you it's mandatory. Like with the Fire Kings, they're all mandatory effects. The one in standby, they're mandatory effects. So I tell them like, this is mandatory. In case I forget, you also have to remember. And it goes both ways too. Sometimes you'll forget effect. I'm just like, dude, you're forgetting this effect. Like Magnemite. Everyone forgets Magnemite.
Everybody forgets Magnemite. Yeah.
And I told him like, you already activated it, so it has to resolve. It's not an optional resolution effect. I'm like, you activate, so I'm like, end phase. I'm like, you're forgetting something. You're like, what? I'm like, think about it. Like, oh, Magnemite. Yeah. Like, I'm not letting you go through without searching it. Yeah. But I'm still going to remind you, it's like, you have to remember your own stuff too. But it's like, you're supposed to maintain both. So like, that's the only time where I get like annoyed. It's like, I'm telling you like, yo, this is mandatory. So it's not optional. So you can't say it's, mistiming in both ways. When they tell me something's mandatory, I also try to remember. Every time he's Magnemite, I always like end phase. You're forgetting to search your dragon. But yeah, not saying that like this guy was doing that or anything.
No.
It's just Yu-Gi-Oh is so complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and there's so many monsters and spells and traps effects overall that you like. It's just so much that you can handle and so much that you keep forgetting. Like even the most basic stuff, like you say, Bestial Magnemite. It's a mandatory effect. That you had to search it, and you got so many fins in your head, like try to calculate. It's like, okay, I did this, now I had to re-strategize this, now I had to do this. Like it's very common. Like people make mistakes, it's a human error. It's like it's knowledge is power. So like the more knowledgeable you are, the better you're rewarded. But it does come with its risk of knowing that you have to know everything and I make sure it's like, oh wait, is this how it works? Or is this how it works? Is this how I have to do it? Oh shit, I forgot I got this. Like there's so many times that I forgot about Legaria's end phase effect. Like there are times that I've totally forgot about it. And then when I passed turn, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to put Primera and I could just combo off and then just go back and then I totally forgot. I could have ended this a long time ago.
Yeah. And then and that effect is not mandatory.
And that's not mandatory.
I don't have to tell you. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was just like, oh fuck, I forgot about it.
Same thing with Pearly. People sometimes forget the field spell lets you add.
Yeah.
Again, it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory.
I'm like, end phase, yeah. Can I draw? Yes, you can. Okay, draw. It's already my draw phase. You can't add anymore.
Yeah.
I always confirm, like right before I'm gonna draw, I'm like, can I draw? This is your last chance. And like, yeah, go ahead. Okay, you forgot your your field spell, you forgot your Legadia, like stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, it's very important to, and it's not easy. It's not easy to remember all these effects. Remember all these triggering effects or these ignition effects, whatever you want to call it. It's not easy to know all these quick effects that you either have to activate or it's mandatory to activate and whatnot, because like, again, you're doing an autopilot that you're doing so many fits that you forgot about one fin or not. It's gonna happen regardless. Nobody's perfect about it. But yeah, bro. Like that was our locals, man. Yesterday, it was fun. It was fun.
I got fourth overall, first time with that deck. So
yeah, and you have no draw. You have one draw, right?
Against George. It's 1-1, and then game 3 was a draw.
Wait, so how many wins you had? You had 2-1-1?
2-1-1, yeah.
Bro, I had the same fin. I had 2-1-1. So how do you top before I did?
Because I lost the first place. No, sorry. I drew the first place with George, and I lost the second place. You're so what? For Yu-Gi-Oh, you get extra like decimal points depending who you fight against. So because your loss was to me, and my loss was to someone who's higher than me. So like I would get maybe like 0.06 and you got 0.01, something like that. It's like these minute decimals that like place it when there's tiebreakers. That's why technically when you do squits, there's never a real like tie because the decimal points matter. So even though they told us like, oh, you got like I got like 7.7 points.
Yeah.
Other people got 7 points. It comes down to I drew the first place and I lost the second. So that's already like extra decimal point. Because a bunch of people were, like you said, 2-1-1, but it's like you're not gonna have like 500 like fourth places,
That's crazy. Yeah.
So it comes down to decimal. So it's like losing to a better person at tops is better for you than losing to someone who's like at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So my only loss was with you. Yeah, like you were my only loss because everybody else is 2 wins and a draw. And the 2 wins weren't like with big guys. It was just 2 small timers.
Yeah.
So those wins didn't matter on the point system. Even if I had a perfect score, it didn't matter. I would still not be top. Damn, that's
also the way like it does it like because we did fight. And since I beat you and we have the same score, like the whole number, you can't top over because I beat you.
Now I get it.
So we're 2-1, but we already fought.
I beat you. And you beat me. Yeah, so you have a leg up over me.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Okay. Damn. Yeah. Okay. I get. I guess it's in that fair perspective. I guess that's fair. But it's still
it's complicated. But Konami has its ways to like figure this out, so you don't have to go into round 20th to decide like 4th place,
right?
Because there were, like I said, there were a bunch of 2-1-1s at the end. But it's like I lost to 2nd place. I drew with 1st place. That's already giving me a lot more decimal points than the other people.
Who was the first? George?
Yeah.
And then 2nd goes who?
Alex.
And then 3rd?
Juan.
So Alex and Juan had
the same score.
Wait, so we all had the same score. We all had 2-1-1s?
No.
Because I had a 2-1-1. Alex had a draw or a loss?
1 loss. So he was 3-1. And Juan was 3-1 as well.
Okay, now it makes more sense. Okay. And then George was undefeated? He went undefeated?
No, well, yes, because he never got lost, but he drew against me. He was undefeated.
So undefeated per se, but he still got that extra point.
Yeah. Because he didn't lose like Juan or
Alex. Now it makes more sense.
So he had a whole number over Alex and Juan.
That's why
were tied.
That's why you went 4th place instead of me, because you already faced me and beat me.
Yeah.
So you already have a point decimal more than me. Yeah. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. And again, like Cameron's loss was a bye. No. One of his he lost because he showed up late.
Yeah,
his loss was to himself. So So he was like out of all the 2-on-1s, he was like the lowest because his loss was to himself.
Now, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for educating me on this because I was still like confused the whole as like how is it possible these guys? Like how do you even tie break on all this, knowing that there were so many 2-on-1s?
Yeah.
I didn't know once and then Alice's scoring. I thought they were in the same boat as us, that it was a 2-on-1. Okay.
Like if I beat, I probably would have been 2nd because my draw was to George.
Oh, okay.
So it would have depended. It actually would depend who was 3rd and 4th because it would have been like, did I fight more people higher up than George?
George.
But again, that's just like a speculation. But I probably would have been either 1st or 2nd, depending. But again, like me and George probably would have split the money. I don't really care about the money yet. He does because he wants to buy more OnePiece stuff.
Yo.
Like you're playing another card game to support your other card game.
George is genius, man. He's a hustler. He knows how to hustle his money out. That's hilarious, bro.
He gets the store credit. He's like, okay, buy me these.
Yeah, buy more of OnePiece. Like, bro, come on. Match rarity. Yeah. And some of these match rarities are like $2,000 cards. I was like, fuck me. What are you playing this? Why are you playing a $2,000 card in a deck? Sell. Get $2,000 out of it. Shit. But yeah, bro. Anything else you want to talk about TCG on the locals? I know there's like one thing I said that to you yesterday that I was like, that next year is going to be the year of the fire.
It's right year of the fire for OCG.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Well, technically it's somewhat here because of Rescue Ace.
Right. But I think like it started to go off on Rescue Ace. Fire King is about to start up. People have been playing Infernoble Knights, and that's considered fire as well. And now with the new set that's coming, the new core set, Phantom Nightmare, there is not that many cards that people are starting out to, except for the Fire Link free.
Yeah.
And probably Goblin if people care about Goblins. I'll care, but later. It's not something I want to invest like now. It's something I'll invest later if I want to go again with Punk. Bonfire, they're gonna put Bonfire on the one of the
Millennia
Maze of Millennia.
Yeah.
And then the new core set that they announced, Legacy of Destruction. They just announced like these fire dragons.
Yeah, the Warrock dragon.
Warrock, in other words. It's an interesting mechanic of how to like OTK your opponent right there in the battle phase, and play around Nibiru as well. Which I saw some of the replays out of it. They call it bestow dragons or bestow tempai dragons, whatever the fuck that is.
It's not localized yet.
No, it's not local. It's still it's been announced that's gonna come out on the OCG like in January, something like that. It's gonna come over in TCG like probably like April, May.
Yeah.
Possibly May. That's when they're gonna release it. So we still have like 6 months away to release it. And so far, that's like I think like that's like the next Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I will invest. I'm not gonna invest on anything on Yu-Gi-Oh until that core set. Like probably I'll go to the Phantom Nightmare, sneak peek, buy a booster packs here and there, probably buy one bots and that's it.
Yeah.
There isn't anything for me to actually like, ooh, I want this card. Ooh, I want this card. Probably like the Ray Raptor cards. Those Ray Raptor cards look fire.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Ray Raptors will be very competitive, but it looks...
Unban the wind barrier. If they do...
You know what? Because Ray Raptors are all dark, so they just do the dark barrier.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but like that doesn't really like affect people.
No, not at all.
The thing is, like,
dark is the most common attribute.
You have the level 7 Raid Raptor, like in some of the wind bear, because summons like a wind.
Oh, wing beast, got you.
And so that's the one you summon
for wind barrier, yeah.
Because that's what people were doing, Kashtira, or what I was doing.
Yeah, they were doing that a lot.
I would like special summon it with the Raid Raptor, and then I'm like, and then normal summon the other one. So like, even if you like be over one of them, it's like, well, you still have the other one to deal with.
Yeah.
And the Raid Raptor does damage, and then I already summoned like a good amount of monsters before I summon the statue. And again, and if I have unicorns win.
Yeah.
But in Fire King, I already said I'm gonna play the
bonfire.
Yeah, no, the
Abella Star.
No, I'm gonna play the fire statue. I was telling you.
Oh, that's an interesting take because nobody's playing fire, so it's like, okay, fire statue, hello.
Because you use the Promethean Princess and then use the snake eyes, the big guy,
Flambrange,
to put it in your spell and trap zone from the graveyard. So you take the wind barrier, you put it in your spell and trap zone.
Yeah.
And then next turn you can special summon it. So immediately it's like, oh, quick effect summon it. Okay.
That's ridiculous, honestly. And that's to say, like, bro, like we got fire support all throughout the halfway through the year. That's like crazy. There's gonna be that many fires. I mean, oh wait a minute, I forgot. We have volcanics before, like the new volcanics, the new salad. So it's even probably before Rescue Ace. We have all this volcanic support and whatnot. Yeah, it's been the year of the fire. Been the year of the fire. So when I saw these, I was like, interesting. I like how it plays out. I feel like, all right, it's a good investment for May.
Yeah.
So I don't have to spend any money on Yu-Gi-Oh until then. But I don't know, like, I feel like whatever the support that they have on that new archetype, they're gonna have more support later down the road.
Oh, of course, that's just wave 1 out of 3.
Yeah, that's wave exactly. Like it's still it's broke. It's very good as it is. I feel like it has a lot of weak points, but its main thing is play battle phase.
Yeah.
Because you can just synchro off on battle phase and you can still continue on to do all these shenanigans on battle phase, which is like ridiculous. Something that you don't see that often, to like re-trigger, re-special summon on battle phase and on the attack declarations. That's an interesting thing, man.
To me, it's like a wannabe like super poly. Because that's how like sometimes you win games. It's like you attack, you have nothing else, and you're like, super poly my own monsters into the final attack. So that's kind of what the dragons are doing, right? It's like you beat over, I have nothing else. Well, now I can synchro summon and have another beat stick, and that might win me the game because I already like beat off your stuff.
And that's crazy because that's how you get the Trident Dragion, the most impossible synchro level 10. That's a level 10, right? Dragion?
I think. I don't remember the level.
I'll say it's a level 10. The requirements is way too much. It was like, oh, you need a dragon tuner and a dragon non-tuner.
Yeah.
To be on a level 10. And it's a free K bait stick, but it's still like not many or any Dragon League players do not play that synchro because they say they have better synchros off and better link monsters to OTK than they have than to do something that's overcommitment. This deck alone, this new archetype allows to release that Dragion much more effective, much faster. Like that deck was specially made for that card alone.
Yeah.
And I see it because every time I see other replays, like I see that card as the final boss, like the final OTK. Because if you read its effect, the effect goes off when it's summoned, you can destroy or you pop 2 cards on your side of the field. It can make an additional attack per field.
Yeah.
Per pot that they destroyed.
Yeah.
So you can make essentially free attacks additionally to your original attack. So imagine you getting run over by a 3,000 beat stick 3 times, like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And especially if you pop the field spell, they have a field spell which is like kind of broken. If the field spell is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 synchro and it gains double the amount of the original attack. So it's a 6,000 attacking 3 times.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I don't know. It looks very cool. I liked the gimmick aspect of it. Like it's an interesting, you could play around Nibiru because Nibiru only requires for you to be in main phase, not on battle phase. So when you're attacking on battle phase and you're doing all these quick effects to attack and then, attack decoration activates effect, special, then synchro off, then OTK basically. Like, and each effect also allows to like pop cards on the field. So you're basically like board breaking your opponent's board little by little until you OTK them completely. So it's the set. It's still there's still like more than halfway through to reveal the majority of the cards. This is just like the wave 1 part of that set. We're still waiting for wave 2 where they're gonna reveal more and more cards as we get closer to January when the set is gonna be released on the OCG. So far, I'm liking it. I'm liking that archetype. I don't know if we're gonna have a broken card. You know,
they have a
like the Frost, the Prosperities, the Lightning Storm, like a non-engine card. I don't know if that said we're gonna have a broken card like that. Like Phantom Nightmare, the only one I can feel that's broken is the Prometheus Princess.
No, yes, you're forgetting the Illusion Monster.
Is it broken? I'm not paying attention to the illusions. Honestly.
I read it when it came out. I think if I remember correctly, it's almost like a Spirit of Neos. Do you know what? Basically, like on battle phase, you just summon it. And it's one of those monsters. Like if anything battles it, it can be destroyed. Right? Because that's what the illusion gimmick is.
Yeah.
It's like a battle trap, and I think
I don't know, but would it be like a card that's broken enough that can be splashed on any deck, or it's only for illusion cards?
I think it's like a going second. So like if you're afraid, it's like, okay, I have nothing in here, you're gonna attack me, or I just summon.
So kind of like a Gorse in a way.
Yeah.
Like a better version of a Gorse. But
if they have Fenrir, they can just, I guess, target it, banish it.
Yeah, basically.
Well, technically, if they depending on the player, if you use Fenrir first, that's pretty bad. You want to use your other stuff because then if I summon it, you have to redeclare battle. You're already past the beginning of the declaration, so Fenrir can't activate its effect.
So you cannot activate Fenrir's effect because you already missed the type declaration.
But what I was gonna say is, so that new archetype, the dragon one, it has a Rhoda for fire dragons.
What's that?
The fire dragon. There's a spell card coming out that is like Rhoda for level 4 lower dragon fires.
The archetype?
Yeah.
They have their own. Hold on. Let me see. I'm looking at it right here. Is it this one? Sengen Kaimen? If this card was activated outside of battle phase, apply one of these effects. If it was activated during battle phase, you can apply any of them in sequence.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a cracked version of Rhoda. I'm looking at it. So it's Sengen Kaimen. I'm pretty sure the English version is going to be better.
Yeah.
Add 1 level 4 or lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Special summon 1 fire dragon monster from your hand.
Guess what card you can search? Dragon Maid.
I'm searching, guys. I'm sorry if you don't see it, but
you can search up Dragon Maid.
Oh, Kitchen Dragon Maid?
Yep. It's level 3.
If this card is normal special summon, you can add 1 Dragon Maid monster from your deck and hand, and then send 1 Dragon Maid monster from your hand to the graveyard. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do special summon 1 level 8 Dragon Maid from your hand or graveyard. So basically, essentially, trigger this effect, and then search the Fire Dragon version of Dragon Maid.
Yeah, it's just Dragon Maid support, which is some versions of D-Link. So it's some D-Link support already.
My boy Blaster is gonna be in that deck for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Wow. Oh my God! So any Dragon Maid players, they see this and they'll be like, "Yep, finally we have a Rhoda."
Yeah,
we have a Rhoda for Dragon. I did not realize that. Oh my God! Fuck! That means we're gonna have a lot of Dragon Maid players. I'll be like, "Yeah, Dragon Maid. That's right. Bounce, bounce, bounce."
I don't think so. But I think it's still like a funny interaction.
That's a funny interaction that you could just catch him right away, and then you could just combo off with just your Dragon Maid combos.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the card was designed to support that Fire Dragon.
It's supposed to support that Fire Dragon.
Now it's also supporting Dragon Maid.
Wow. Wait, how many more Fire Dragons do we have?
Oh, they're not good.
They're not good?
No.
Dragon, where are you?
You have like Mask Dragon.
59 cards we have. All right, you can have level 4s, right? Yeah. Level 4. Hold on. 9 cards. The Flamvell Lava Dragons. I heard some weird interaction with this card.
Yeah.
Horus, the original Horus.
Mm-hmm.
Dragonic Guard. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely.
But you can do 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Burner. Oh my God. Burner to get to Blaster.
Yep.
Yo, you crazy.
And they got Mass Dragon.
Mass Dragon. Magna Drago. Flame again, the Flame World cards. Yep, it's a fin. Wow. I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, for the first wave, it went until the second wave of that archetype to get supported and whatnot. But back to what I was saying, like so far, I haven't seen like any fin that's like generic broken card, like they always print. Like they have the Frost, the Prosperities, the Droplets, the Triple Tactics, the Lightning Storms in the course, the stuff that this is what's gonna sell the
SP,
the set itself. So far, I haven't seen any Phantom Nightmare that's gonna like, oh yeah, you need to have this broken non-engine car because you can splash on any deck.
Just Prometheus, that's it.
Just Prometheus, and it's only for fire players, you know. And then the other one, Legacy of Darkness. So far, nothing I see is like wow. Again, this nets 2 courses. If Legacy Destruction doesn't have like another wow factor on it, like it's gonna be another flop set.
Yeah.
Like I don't see anything that's like we have to get this ASAP. Like this is gonna be it. Like no, we haven't seen anything yet. So far it's been mid, average, bad, nothing like really, really good. Nothing that people will sink their teeth. But I could be wrong. We're still halfway for the discovery of that set. So what are your thoughts on it?
Konami's gonna drop a ban list and then everyone's gonna be like, everything in the new sets are broken because everything else is banned.
As evidence of Konami and their pains, you know.
They're gonna hit Fire King. They're gonna hit Ace, Rescue Ace. What else is meta? More Runic hits, Bestial hits, and then it'll be like, well, the only thing good to play is the new set stuff. And if that happens, I'm playing Yugioh. I'm playing Yugioh. I don't care.
At that point, just ban everything. And now everybody gets to play rogue decks.
If they actually hit Fire Kings bad, I'm going back to Castillo.
Really?
Yeah.
They can't because they're trying to sell it. They try to sell Bonfire and they try to sell the what you call it, the Phantom Nightmare for the Snake guys.
Oh yeah, the
Prometheus and the Snake guy. Yeah, Populous. They can't hit Fire King that quickly, and especially when it hasn't been topping that often yet. It's been getting recognition, but it's not.
I'm not saying now, but I'm saying like once in May, like once we're like halfway through the year.
Yeah, now at that point, yes. At that point, I see.
Because don't forget, they hit Pearly super fast
and super heavy.
Super heavy, yeah, super heavy.
Like super heavy, like only less than a month.
Everyone was like about to like poop their pants, and then because I fought on Nicholas against them, I was like, I can't beat this, and then they were like, ban Scarecrow, and I was like, cool, no one's playing this.
No one's playing this.
Yeah,
dude, like Konami has this bad reputation. It may happen. Probably may. They probably hit or ban or something. We don't know. Sometimes it's just random at best.
But I promise you, the X coming back.
Eds?
Zoo.
Zoo?
Zodiac, yeah. They were unbanded in Master Duel.
In that case, unban readouts and title. Because if they unban it will happen. And we called it.
Yeah.
We definitely called it. We didn't know it was gonna get unbanned on Master Duel, but it sometimes TCG takes hints on Master Duel.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about that and what you guys think about the new support and the prediction of the next ban list. Let us know in the comments down below. Let's move on to the next few topics that we got to talk about. What's going on, everyone? This is Wilson right here. And if you're seeing this part at the end of the episode, guys, don't worry about it. Relax. I just decided to cut the episode in half because it was way too much content that I feel it needs to divide it into two parts, into two episodes. Why not? You want to dedicate one episode on a certain topics and the other one to other topics. So the next episode, we'll be talking about other things. But as always, it's every week with a brand new episode with brand new topics. So guys, remember to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast or awgcpodcast.com where you can check all my latest episodes. But as well, you guys can comment down below and let me hear your thoughts, share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me to cover or you want my guests to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to cover on the next episode, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right?